Yes, guys, welcome back to L5 Star FC. It is your boy Klopp Talk TV. We are here. It's a 5 o'clock transfer news show, a new concept we've tried to implement on the channel, and I'm joined by none other than Ben. But before we get into this video, please make sure you drop a like and you drop an all-important subscribe button. And in today's video, what we'll be covering is the latest Liverpool news, the latest going-ons around Liverpool, rumours, our thoughts on it, and what is happening around our football club and what we know. But as always, I'm not only joined by Ben, I'm also joined by the wonderful chat. So please make sure you drop a comment, get interacted down below. And yeah, Ben, how are you doing? Long time no see, bro. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've hopped on, bro. I've missed it, not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm happy to be back. It's my first show in the new year, so happy new year, everybody. I know it's a bit late. And shout out to you, my bro. You've been holding it down while some of us have been away. So yeah, I'm glad to be back, bro. I missed this, not gonna lie.
Oh, thank you, bro. And yeah, hope you had a good Christmas, New Year, as did everybody who celebrated in the chat, obviously. And I'm going to ask you a kick-off question because I'm going to start off with a bang here. Obviously, Liverpool's contract status, we have to put a little bit of a backstory now. We all know Fabrizio Romano, we all know how important he is around the world of football. He stated that from Liverpool's point of view, the priority in this transfer window and the summer is the priority will be about tying down big names. However, he did go on to mention that this summer is branded could be an interesting one. So what I want to bring to you, and what is a massive topic currently, and I only just really gained a bit of traction today, is the Mo Salah stuff. Now, we'll just go through it now. I'll just share you the screen so you guys know what is going on, because this is some mad stuff that we've got to give to you. So Mo Salah has just come out and said that, according to the GQ magazine, he's not asking for crazy stuff as contract talks drag on. Now, I'll just give you a little bit of backstory before we get into me and Ben's thoughts. So Mo Salah's Liverpool deal expires in the summer of 2023, but the Egypt forward is keen to stay and has publicly put the onus on the Reds to come up with a solution that suits all parties. He says he wants to stay, but he says it's not in my hands, it's in their hands. He goes also on to say that he's not asking for crazy stuff. Now, Ben, I want to come to you because this is a topic of which he's made quite clear. And obviously before he come out and said a lot of this stuff, we were all saying, it's probably the fact he wants a lot of money. It looks like from what we're seeing that it's been made clear that he wants to stay. So what would you say about the Mo Salah stuff and how it's a very difficult one, really, when you look at both sides. You look at the FSG stuff and you look at Mo Salah. This could be a moment in which, with all these rumblings going on in the background, it splits that divide and it creates that divide between the fans' perspective of the board and the perspective from the board of the player. Now, what is your take on this? And do you think a solution will be resolved? Because bearing in mind, Salah, Mane, Firmino, Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, Nathaniel Phillips, Reece Williams, Shea Ojo and Ben Woodburn are all Liverpool players that have up to 18 months left on their contract.
I mean, like you said, man, I feel like it has a lot of, fans divided, on the contract situation, especially, his wages. I mean, a lot of top Reds have, been defending FSG for not wanting to break the wage structure and stuff. But I mean, I'm part of that group of supporters that are just like, let's just get it done, man. Like, I feel like it's dragged on much longer than it should have. I mean, this guy's literally your best player, and how are you gonna let a situation like this drag on for months, dude? But hey, like you said, this transfer window, or this January, the club could look to tie down the bigger names to long-term contracts. I feel like that's something that you shouldn't be doing in the transfer window, but yeah, that is what it is.
Yeah, I think.
But yeah, I'm just part of the supporters that say just get it done, man. Like I agree. I don't think he's asking for anything crazy. I mean, he wants a wage increase. It's deserved, bro. So yeah, just get it done, dude. He's not asking for anything crazy. Like I just don't see what's the point of dragging this out for so long.
Yeah, exactly. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think the more this starts to go on, I think the more it tarnishes reputation. So not only the board's perspective, but also opens that divide up from the fans' perspective on it too. And I just feel like with this going on, there was always, I think there's this logic that because Mo Salah comes across as a very branded greedy player, you need to be greedy in order to be a world-class striker. He has that in bucketed loads. But I think they try and, like reporters try and match the two and try and say, well, if he's greedy on the pitch, he must be greedy in terms of filling his pocket. And I think that's where this story has kind of brewed, that he's wanted a ridiculous wage. But he's proved season in, season out for 4 seasons that he is worthy of the numbers that are being put on the table. So from my point of view, I think, obviously I coincide with all of your thoughts. I think Mo Salah is a pivotal part of Liverpool. And the more this drags on, it just leads us more into the not logic of believing that FSG are not that interested in this football club if they don't want to back not only Jurgen Klopp and the squad that Jurgen Klopp has at his disposal, but also Mo Salah as obviously the best player at Liverpool at the moment, and arguably, if not the best player in the world, subject to debate. So obviously the contract news, more importantly, the Salah story is to be confirmed. Hopefully that gets a solution. In terms of Mane, Firmino, they're undecided. They're to be confirmed. With James Milner, however, and I want to come to you about this, James Milner, that looks by Neil Jones. He has come out and said on the Redmen TV that Milner, this looks like his last season for Liverpool. What is your take on that? Obviously, I have a very popular Milner fan in my family, so he's not too happy about that. But obviously, what's your take on James Milner leaving? Do you think it's the right call? Because he is such a pivotal part in terms of having that utility man in the dressing room. But how important do you think he is, and do you think he'd be a sore loss if we were to let him go this season?
Yeah, I mean, he's I mean, probably for me, like, and I know a lot of people agree with me, he's been our best free signing probably ever, even not ever, for a long time. I mean, he's played basically everywhere across the pitch, man, and he's that reliable player. Like, you can just chuck him in anywhere and he won't complain. Like, you could even play him goalkeeper and he wouldn't complain. He'd just get on with it, man. So yeah, I think it's a loss, because I mean, he was also that leader, that he was a leader that didn't mind sitting on the bench. I mean, he didn't mind only playing in cup games, and that was where he was extremely valuable in cup games. When there's like a lot of youngsters around him, he was that figure that could put his arm around the youngsters, say like, okay, nah, don't worry, just relax, just calm down, and let's play our game. So yeah, he'll be missed. He'll definitely be missed. Another huge blow, in him leaving is the fact that we know our owners are stingy, man. We know that they're fucking penny pinchers, bro. So they, like, if he leaves, I doubt that we'll even sign somebody. And then we've seen it happen this season. Look, Wijnaldum left, and then injuries, and now we starting Tyler Morton against Tottenham. No disrespect to him, but I don't think that he's at that level yet. So yeah, if he leaves, I'm just pretty worried, because our squad is already thin, and it could get even thinner, because other players, Divock Origi, there's quite a short list of players that could leave. So yeah, and I don't see us signing anybody, because like I said, we just penny pinchers, bro. I honestly don't see us bringing anybody. So that's the part that worries me, because we saw it with our defense. After Lovren left, we didn't replace him, and then our defense turned to shit this season. Wijnaldum left, injuries, our midfield turned to shit, and next season, if we don't sign at least one midfielder, bro, it's gonna turn to shit again, man. And the worst fucking part is, bro, when fucking Harvey Elliott comes back, they're gonna say, it's like a new signing. Like, bro, I'm just tired of this shit, dude. Like, honestly, dude. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
Milner leaving is a big blow. Sorry, man. It's just a big blow.
It is. I think you hit the nail on the head, and it's from a fan's perspective. What we want to see from the top of our football club is some form of direction, and by direction I mean being ambitious. We're an ambitious club. The history proves that, the fans prove that, and the players on the football pitch prove that. The manager proves it. Everything about this club is a massive club. So in order to maintain success over a sustained period of time, you need to be ambitious, not only on the pitch, but also in the transfer market. And that means dipping in your pocket, not willy-nilly, and not making unnecessary signings, but making a statement right at the perfect time. And that is what we have lacked. However, FSG have always had this motive. I don't know why it's taken so long for us Liverpool fans to realise. I don't know if it's because we had a little bit of success as soon as we've drifted out of that success temporarily, hopefully, that it's only highlighted the deficiencies that FSG have implemented. However, we need to be buying, because it's all good tying down and locking down your best assets. You need to be creating a future for this football club, not only to improve on the short term, the options that we currently have at our disposal now, but to also have something to work into for a longer term and a longer period. That is what we need as Liverpool fans, and what we need as a football club in general. And obviously, talking about players that could be coming in, we must talk about who could be on the way in. So obviously, these are all rumours, and no doubt these rumours are nothing but trash, but we must go into them because it's our job to obviously cover it, just in case it might actually happen. But Ben, we will go right from the top. So Liverpool have been, and Manchester United look set to miss out on Kingsley Coman, with the winger set to sign a lucrative new contract at Bayern Munich. Look, that was unrealistic anyway. Daily Mail. Another big story, which I'll obviously want to come to you on. Liverpool are close to clinching an estimated 60 million deal for Porto star Luis Diaz. Now, I didn't realise this was even a story, and I thought I was actually anticipating that this deal could get done. But then realised it was by the Sun, and any normal human being knows that the Sun is not the most reliable platform and should never be put in the same sentence as Liverpool Football Club. But Liverpool have reportedly identified Porto winger Luis Diaz as a potential target to solve the African Cup of Nations crisis in January. Now, that was also the Daily Mail, so they added on to the Sun as well, which give it a little bit more substance. But I want to come to you, Ben. Obviously, a lot of these rumours and these rumoured incomings are around about the attacking area of the pitch. I just want to get your insight into, do you think that's the right position we need to pursue? Obviously, you've mentioned there the midfield. We're playing Tyler Morton in a game of which we need to be playing a player of a higher quality. But do you think the attack is something that we need to work on? And do you think the reason for that being is, are we anticipating an exit from either Salah, Mane and Firmino?
Look, I think the areas that we need to strengthen, I think at least one midfielder and at least one forward. Because like I said, Divock Origi could be going out pretty soon, and then we suddenly don't have players to play in, like cup games, but against stronger opposition, like, our semi-final that's coming on Thursday. No Divock Origi, so now we kind of have to like scrap around and look which first team players or which academy players can we play in an important game like that. But I don't think. I mean, I've seen the Diaz rumors, and I saw it on my timeline for a while actually, but I don't think it'll go through because I've also seen some reports that Klopp won't sign him because his price tag is too high. Yeah, I think I agree with that, because I mean, 60 million for a player who's probably going to sit on the bench for most of the season. Yeah, I think that's just a bit too much. And like I said, man, our owners are penny pinchers, bro. They'll never take out that money. And I mean, if he was maybe a bit lower, say in the region of 40 to 50 million, then I think that maybe we could twist the arm to maybe Klopp could twist the arm to sign him. Because I think Jota, we signed him for what, 45 million, and when he came in, we expected him to, sit on the bench to be a backup for our front three, and then he just came in and performed the way he did. But yeah, I don't think we'll sign. I don't think we'll sign any forward actually this January, because I feel like if we were to sign a forward to kind of help us out with the AFCON crisis, I feel like we would have done it a lot earlier. Maybe around the first or the second. Because I mean, obviously that would mean that we'd scouted this player for a long time, got all our data, and then we decided, okay, this is the player we're gonna sign. Made contact with the club, approached the player, offered him a deal, so that by the time the transfer window opens, the sale can go through. He can come over, have his medical, and start training already. I just think that now it's a bit. I just don't see us signing anybody now, man. Especially a forward.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And obviously, there was another story in Jules Koundé, 75 million. That was reported by El Nacional, which is a Spanish media company, centre back for Sevilla. We obviously know, been linked with Chelsea as well. But Liverpool was another team which did spark a little bit of interest, according to the Spanish report. Though we must look at the last three reports, and obviously this is a bit of a pipe dream, but Dortmund star Erling Haaland has reportedly been told by his club that he must decide his future by the end of January, as speculation does continue. Now, another report goes on to say that Liverpool could pip their rivals to the 64 million signing, with Mo Salah reportedly demanding the club bring him to Anfield. That sounds unrealistic in itself. I won't get your thoughts on that, Ben, because we don't want to get carried away with this one. But this one seems a little bit more realistic. But, however, it's from the Sun, so it's probably fake as well. Liverpool and AC Milan have scouted £4 million rated Olympiacos midfielder Aguibu Kamara. 4 million? You said with penny pinchers. I would go far wrong with that at all. Do you think this one's a more realistic target? But do you think that this one could go through? Maybe. I mean,
it is a realistic target, but it's from the Sun, and we all know we can't trust them. So, but that is more, a signing that I see us making, because it's less than 5 million. I mean, this guy's not even in top 5 leagues in Europe, so that's why I said it's a signing I could see us making. Bro, I'm just desperate at this point. I'll take anybody, dude. I'll take anybody that's like a professional footballer, bro. Because like our midfield is already so thin, and now to think that we could be losing even more players, bro. Dude, like if it happens, then well done to FSG, I guess, bro. But a club of our size, I feel like we should be aiming for people a little bit higher up the ladder. I mean, we know what Klopp can do, by improving players the way he does. But I mean, sometimes you just wanna get a big signing, like how we did with Thiago. But I don't see it happening. Maybe the Sun got it right. I doubt, but let's just hope.
Yeah, well, we'll just go through another ones. Obviously, Rafinha, we've talked about a lot on this channel. Complicated. That deal does look like he could potentially go to Bayern Munich. That seems like there's more concrete interest, which would be trouble for Leeds. And it's unrealistic that Leeds will try and release him to one of the big clubs, considering they are in a relegation battle. A bit of a different situation with Jared Bowen. Obviously, West Ham going for European places, want to go far in their respective Europa League. So I don't think they'll give away one of their best assets and arguably one of the most consistent players of the league so far in him. That's also by the Sun. Fabian Ruiz, Napoli, that's also by the Sun. Milinkovic-Savic from Lazio looks like he will be on the exit, but small interest from Liverpool. They're not concrete enough to really report from. And another one from the Sun. And geez, they're really interested in us here. But Jurgen Klopp is reportedly keen, apparently, on signing Madrid outcast Eden Hazard in January, but the Anfield board are not convinced. Now, that part is probably realistic, but the Jurgen Klopp stuff, probably not. But we will move into who looks on who the latest players linked with a Liverpool exit. So, Divock Origi. Now, I'll just come to you, Divock Origi. Obviously, it was reported last week that interest from a few Italian teams was regarding a pre-contract agreement. Do you think we should let him go, considering we're obviously without Salah and Mane? He's done all right so far. It does seem very much like Klopp is trying to approach the handling of Origi in, say, give him enough opportunities to prove himself this season so we can try and up his transfer value, his market value, to let him go in the summer transfer window. Would that be a fair enough assessment of how Klopp is handling him, or do you think he will be giving him away this month in particular
then? No, I don't think he'll go this window, probably the next. But I think Klopp does rate him highly, so that's why he won't just give him away for, a small offer. Like he said it, I can't remember which game it was, but I think Divock scored in that game, and then in the post-match interview he said that they didn't get any proper offers for Divock, that's why he didn't leave. So that just shows that they do rate him quite highly, that they don't want him to they don't want to just give him away. They want to at least get something for a player that they believe is a good player. And I feel like he can still develop as a striker. I mean, he's just been unlucky to not get a lot of game time, because I mean, when you have Salah, Mane, and Firmino, and now Jota ahead of you, it's obviously going to be difficult for anybody to get game time. But I don't think he'll want to be a super sub for the rest of his career. I think he might want to go somewhere and prove himself and show what he can do when he does get regular game time, week in, week out, starting game after game. So yeah, I feel like it would be a loss, because like I said, I've been saying, if he leaves, we're probably not going to sign anybody. I mean, we sold Shaqiri, and now we're going to sell him. So now our backups for our front three are basically like it's watered down, man. But yeah, if he were to go, then it wouldn't be the biggest loss, as long as we were to sign somebody in, to replace him. But yeah, he served the club well, so I wouldn't mind him leaving so that he can go prove himself somewhere else, really.
Yeah, fair point there made by you there. Obviously, another story which we must talk about, which doesn't look like we'll let go of Origi this window, maybe next window. But this one sparked a lot of interest from Real Madrid. Joe Gomez. Now, he wants some game time. He wants to prove himself before the World Cup next year. Is this a deal? Yes or no? Do you think that could happen? It's a bit unrealistic, considering it is Real Madrid who's knocking on the door. Don't know why. Joe Gomez is a world-class defender, but it's just a bit odd to see them knocking on the door. We never really do business with Real Madrid at all. So obviously Gomez, can you see it happening?
I mean, I don't see it, because like Real Madrid already have some pretty young defenders, pretty young centre backs. So I don't think Joe Gomez would be the right signing for them, because obviously they've lost Ramos and lost Varane. So you'd think that they'd probably want to go for somebody a bit more experienced. So, but I mean, I don't think that he's at that level. But I think that if he goes to Madrid, I definitely think that if he could get his form, and just get his head right, because sometimes that's what he needs. I think that he could compete for starting position. And I've said it before, his ceiling is so high that going to a big club could help him. I mean, I've also seen rumors of him going to Aston Villa. I don't know, are they is there anything, like, are they reliable or not? But even that move, maybe a team a bit lower down where he could start regularly, week in, week out, would do his career some good. But personally, I hope he stays at Liverpool, because I think the road is kind of paved for him to be, a starter because Van Dijk and Matip aren't gonna be here forever. And then I think hopefully, if all goes well, then him and Konate will be our future centre back pairing.
Yeah, that's a fair enough assessment. Obviously, the last two we'll talk on, Nico Williams and Nat Phillips, to lead the club in this January's transfer window. Liverpool could allow it to happen. But they said if the Anfield club receive an acceptable offer, which is believed to be in the region of £15 million, Liverpool have already rejected a £7 million from an unnamed Premier League side. I suppose that was for Nat Phillips. But Liverpool could allow Nico Williams to leave the club in this January's transfer window, the 20-year-old, very conscious of his place in the Wales team. So I think it's a bit of an interesting one. To be fair, I'd keep Nico Williams. Nat Phillips, as nostalgic as he is to this football club, I probably think for the better of his football career, it'd probably be good to see him at some place in the Premier League, and I fully believe he can fulfill that potential. But in terms of Nico Williams, I think considering the COVID situation and how quick things can change, and having Conor Bradley as his second choice right back, I think it's putting a lot of pressure on the youngster. So for me, I'd keep Nico Williams in the background because I really do believe that if Trent's out, I don't believe Klopp will start Conor Bradley in a crucial match in the league or the Champions League over your Gomez right back or your Milner right back. So that's why I don't believe Bradley's made that next step. However, I do believe Nico Williams is a retro type Premier League footballer in the sense that he doesn't really suit our system. However, he does bring something unique. Would you agree with that? And what is your thoughts on Nico Williams and the Nat Phillips stuff on them rumoured to be going on the other way?
I mean, yeah, yeah, I don't know if you can hear me because my laptop just froze, but
yeah, I can. Yeah,
okay.
It's all good.
Okay. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think that I would keep Nico because of the fact that we don't have a backup for him. I think that in his development, I think that he's better than Conor Bradley. So that's why I think that him leaving would just leave, too much of a gap between Trent and Conor Bradley. And I think I'm not saying that Nico is on Trent's level, but I think he just closes the gap a bit. Yeah, he doesn't play like Trent, but he's always willing to go forward, which I mean that suits our play, more than enough. And I feel like with James Milner that's leaving, that doesn't leave us with, a proper replacement for Trent if he were to get injured or for, a cup game or something. And I don't want to see Joe Gomez play right back. So yeah, I'd definitely keep Nico. Yeah, Nat Phillips, I think you got it spot on, man. He served us well. We stepped up when we needed him, but probably the best thing for his career is for him to move somewhere else. I think he proved it last season. When there were times when he had to be the senior centre back, I think that he proved himself well. So I think that's why a lot of Premier League clubs are eyeing him. I've seen West Ham. I've seen him being linked to West Ham, and I think that would be a good move for him. But yeah, probably any team that's maybe a bit lower down, that would be a good move for him to kind of make his name as a centre back, and start regularly. That'd be really good for him.
Yeah. Big question there from Car Battles. Big up to the chat. Obviously, how much would you boys take for Nat Phillips? I'd take 15 million. Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I'd say
I'd say 15 million is fair, man.
Yeah, I think we can even squeeze 20 million. But I mean, if a bid's coming for 15 million, I think we'd accept it. Obviously, with this sell to buy policy, that seems a load of rubbish. That considering we'd have won the Premier League and the Champions League very recently, I just think is a load of rubbish in my eyes. But would you take 15 million as well?
Yeah. For me, 15 million seems fair. Like you said, I think we could squeeze 20 because transfer fees are pretty inflated these days. So 15 to 20 million seems about fair for him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough. And obviously, we will move into the AFCON latest. Obviously, we'll touch on that very quickly before we go into the Liverpool Arsenal stuff. What have you been making of Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, and Naby Keita? They've all been in action. Mo Salah, more recently, he's currently playing Nigeria rather. Naby Keita's been involved. He had a man of the match performance yesterday, and also Sadio Mane scored a last-minute penalty in Senegal's 1-0 win over Zimbabwe. What's your thoughts, real quick, off those three individually, and do you want them to win the competition, or is there an element to you that wants them back as soon as possible?
I mean, firstly, I haven't paid attention to AFCON, because my country isn't there, but I've just been, watching the Liverpool boys. Yeah, I mean, a part of me does want them to, do the best that they can for their countries, and Mo Salah winning a AFCON could kind of boost his chances, for winning the Ballon d'Or. So there is that part of me that wants it to happen, but the other part of me kind of wants them back, because this tournament, bro, this is a really, really physical tournament. Like, the tackles fly like crazy, bro. So yeah, so every time, when one of them plays, I just get so scared, bro, because these guys are really physical over here, dude. So yeah, a part of me wants them to do well, but a part of me just wants them to come back and play for us, because I'm just afraid that something's gonna happen, and then they'll end up getting injured for much longer than would have been, if they had just came back earlier.
Yeah, Pro Club's Goals comes in with a comment. Egypt are so bad, man. I don't even think Salah can take them to victory. I don't know the score currently, but I know Kelechi Iheanacho put Nigeria 1-0 up in that game.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure. Still 1-0. There we go. Yeah. Ben with the updates. There we go. Good lad. But anyway, Liverpool, Arsenal, obviously with the postponement, what is your overall thoughts on this game? Obviously, there's no doubt that eradicating that second leg factor, that Anfield effect, it definitely gives Arsenal more of an advantage. But what is your thoughts going into this game? Do you believe it's a game that we can get a result in? And I think it's given us a heightened importance, considering Arsenal have had a decent run and decent spell at home.
Look, I mean, I feel like it's definitely a blow that we won't be able to play at home in the second leg, but I still feel like we should be getting the result in this. And it kind of works in our favor, because now a lot of our bigger names will be back for the second leg. This is something that's always kind of confused me, man, with the Carabao Cup. The fact that the semi-final is kind of like the only round that has two legs. Like, yeah, it's a weird tournament, but I mean, at this point, bro, like, give it to me, bro. Like, give me this cup, dude. Honestly, like, I always used to like kind of neglect this competition. Like, I used to call it, Cabbage Cup. Like, I don't care about it, but now I want it, bro. And I've been saying that I want us to go on a cup run, and this is that cup run. So now I want us to get to the final, bro. So this is a big, big, big game, man.
Yeah, we definitely get there.
But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the game. I think we'll get a bit more deep into the lineups and all that. But yeah, I'm excited, bro. I haven't been this excited for a cup game in a while, man.
Yeah, exactly. Big up to yourself, Ben. And obviously, we will go through a few comments. Actually, talking of the team, we will delve into that more deep going into this. But of course, I'm confident. I believe that Liverpool can get results here. I think that's purely possible. Obviously, you've got to start the right players. And I think no Salah, no Mane has given Arsenal a bit more of this game. However, they are without Thomas Partey as well. So, and a few others.
And they lost the last game, man. They lost the last game, so their confidence is low, bro.
Their confidence is low. They did lose to Nottingham Forest. However, what you can take from that, you could look at the other side of the coin. This could put them into an even more hungrier state of mind to try and get something out of this cup competition, because they've got nothing to lose.
Arteta needs it, man. Like, he needs it, bro.
He does need it. I mean, the Carabao Cup, they won the FA Cup, they won the Community Shield under Arteta. Whether or not you regard that as a competition is a major trophy, that is still obviously subject to debate. But obviously, Carabao Cup is still a competition he'll want to win. And considering the scrutiny that Arsenal get as a football club, I mean, three trophies in that time would still be a very good return for what has been, an undermined manager, if you think about it. 3 trophies, but obviously it's not won yet. Arsenal still have to come to Anfield, and I think that game, given the fact Liverpool are home, given the fact we'll have to go to the Emirates away for the second leg, we have to start strong. It's not a case of a draw could be a good result. We have to win this game, because we win this game, we've got ourselves in a brilliant state. I think anything other than a win at Anfield on Thursday gives Arsenal a big advantage. I really do believe Arsenal can get something at the Emirates. But I always have faith in Jurgen Klopp, and I think we have everything that we have at our disposal to get the right result. But talking about statistical analysis, what we're going to do is we're going to go into some tactical analysis, and what we're going to look at more specifically is Arsenal. Now, we have to look at them against Manchester City. That's how they set up against a big team. And this is it. So this was the shape when Manchester City had the ball. And this is something you really need to take a look at, because the Liverpool are going to they're predicted to have more of the ball. So if you look at Ruben Diaz, he's got the ball currently. Now, they're sitting in a 4-2-3-1 shape. Now, this is very good, because not only does it give you the ability when Ramsdale's got the ball, he has more options to create triangles to unlock the high press, which Liverpool will obviously try to utilise. They also have a formation that involves a solid shape that can, you can grow into a game, you can control the atmosphere, you can neutralise it. And I think Arsenal will start with this formation very early on, purely based on the fact that Anfield effect, that's going to be in full volume. So they need to get through that first 15 minutes from an Arsenal point of view. But this is how they stopped Manchester City for a large part of the game. So Ruben Diaz has the ball. Now, we know how big Rodri's been to Manchester City. You can see there, I believe that's Odegaard. And Odegaard stays so close to Rodri throughout the whole game. That's one of the average positions. When you look at BT Sport, I think they refined on it a little bit more. Odegaard stays so tight to Rodri, and because Lacazette blocks the passing lane from Ruben Diaz to Laporte, it gives Diaz one way, and that is to hoof it up long ball. Now, because Arsenal have a solid defence in this game, obviously they had a few minutes of madness, and moments of madness, should we say. But they defended resolute, and it was all from that combination there, with Odegaard staying so tight to Rodri that it cut off, that supply threat for Manchester City. Now, he could have gone to Cancelo, but Martinelli, he was running, he was pulling the strings in that game. So that was an instance in which we had to look at, Arsenal in general, but. There was another instance of which I won't go into now, but it was, Arsenal, when they were attacking, they were attacking as a 4-2-4. So they like to play on that counter attack whenever Manchester City have the ball. And I think one thing we have to take into account was during that game, when Arsenal were defending, Tomiyasu. What Manchester City did to really put pressure and get space beyond the widths, because Arsenal played quite a wide formation with the wing players playing wide, the cam forcing the 2 wide players out. That forced, Manchester City to get beyond those wing backs and not wing backs, full backs rather. And that is why Kevin De Bruyne drifted into a position which put an overload on Tomiyasu. And that is how Manchester City got into the penalty area. That is how they got chances. And if you look at the Rodri goal as well, it comes from a Diaz long ball. So it's credit to Arsenal for the defensive work. However, they were masters of their own downfall, really, when you think of the way they conceded that last-minute goal. But they didn't help themselves. But with that, we have to talk about Liverpool. How do you think we need to approach this game, Ben? Is it a case of starting all strong, or is it a case of growing into the game like Arsenal are bound to do based off what they did against Manchester City? How do you think this game will go in terms of, obviously there's a difference. We all want this game to go in Liverpool's favour all the time, but how do you think this game will go in the sense of, do you think it'll be end-to-end? Do you think it'll be very reserved, resolute, try and manage the first half? How do you predict it going?
I definitely want us to start strong, utilize Anfield basically, because the last thing we want is for them to because we know at the start they're definitely going to sit deep. Big up, Elliot, yes sir. They're definitely going to sit deep, man. If Partey plays, which I think because he's away with Ghana, so. But whoever plays in the CDM role, they're going to sit deep. They're going to try and make it difficult for us. They're going to try and quiet Anfield down. So the important thing is that, we start like a house on fire, bro. And, I feel like the Man City game can definitely be a blueprint for how to kind of come at Arsenal when they hit you on the counter. Like you said, De Bruyne created an overload on Tomiyasu's side, so it depends who we have in our game. If Ox plays or Curtis Jones, we could maybe do the same thing. But yeah, I just think that we shouldn't we shouldn't play to their game, because I feel like we'll control the game and then they will have, brief periods where they are good on possession, where they are going to create chances. I mean, it's Arsenal. They do have good attacking players, so I feel like they might even get a goal. So we just have to stay focused and stay on our game, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the likes of yeah.
Big up yourself, Ben. Hit the nail on the head there, mate. But obviously, we have the potential Liverpool 11 to face Arsenal on Thursday, and that includes Bradley, Kelleher, Kanate, Van Dijk, Simicaz, Morton, Fabinho, Jones, Gordon, Firmino, and Minamino. Now, the team that I think will start the game, and we will obviously come to Ben. Actually, I'll go to you, Ben. What team do you think will start on Thursday, and do you think it'll be a strong? I anticipate it'll be a stronger team than Leicester, because if we start the team that we did against Leicester, then yeah, we're opening ourselves up to being down on the counter attack there. But what team would you first start?
Yeah, I feel like I don't think we'll start a team like we did at Leicester. Like, I don't think we'll see Billy Cometio coming in. But yeah, I feel like we had that how do I say, the period or the point in the competition where teams are gonna play strong because you can basically see the final. So yeah, I think that we'll go strong. I hope we do, because Arsenal will definitely go strong. Because we said earlier, Arteta is gonna want to win this, because Arsenal's fan base is basically split in half. Half Arteta in, half is Arteta out. So I mean, if you can win this cup and if you can get back in Europe, then I think you basically have most of the Arsenal fans on your side, bro. So that's why I just think that they will go really, really, really strong, especially being out of the FA Cup so early. So I think that this is basically the make or break for their season. So I hope we'll go strong. I'm not too sure on, who's available and who's not, so you'll just correct me. So I would play Ellison if he is available. I think I would play him, but I think also, the likes of Keller and Minamino will kind of be rewarded for, how they've played in the competition. So actually, I think Keller will start because of his heroics in the last round. So I think he'll be rewarded for that. Back four, I think Tsimikas, Van Dijk, Konate. I don't know. I think Bradley, because I don't think Trent or Nico are either available. So Bradley to play. That one kind of has me worried, because Arsenal have really good wingers. So I'm just afraid that he could get ripped apart, man. So, but yeah, whatever comes, we'll take it. So yeah, Bradley at right back. Midfield, Fabinho to play. Callum Morton as well. Curtis Jones, just because I don't think we even have anybody. But if Ox is available, then I think I would put him in instead of Tyler Morton. Up front, Minamino, and if Jota is available, I would play him. I don't know if he is or not, but if he is, then he would be in my team. Otherwise, Kate Gordon in my team. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, big up to yourself. And do you feel that if, obviously that's a predicted 11, do you think that that team will get the result on the day? And if so, what's your score prediction before I go into mine?
Yeah, I think that team is strong enough to get the result. I'm going to say, I think it'll be a tight one actually, eh? But I think I'm going to say 3-1. 3-1 to us.
Big up to yourself, Ben. Yeah, let's hope so. But I'll go into my obvious one second. Right. So let me just share the screen. Bear with me 1 second, guys. But now, to be fair, I think when you talked about Bradley there, I think he will start this game. Obviously, I've given away one of my players I've started in the team. But now, to be fair, I think he will start because I'm not too sure about Nico as well. So that's the team that I've played. Obviously, it's coming onto your screens now. So I've started Kelleher in goal. I think Kelleher will start, like you said, he'll be rewarded on his heroics in the last round. I've gone for Bradley right back. Excuse the shirt number. I'm not too sure which shirt number he does wear, but I think Bradley will start right back just because I'm not sure about Nico Williams and Trent. If Nico Williams is fit and he's available, I think he comes into this game. However, I'm not too sure if he's fit. And I think based on the fact Trent comes back 2 days before, I think it's unrealistic that Liverpool will throw him in a game of this magnitude. So I think Bradley will get the nod. Robertson will go left back. I think he needs a game of footy here. Virgil van Dijk, Kanate will go as centre-back partnerships, so agreeing with your centre-back partnerships. In midfield, I've gone for Fabinho, Henderson to interlink that right-hand side with Morton drifting more towards that left-hand side. Just purely think that he will start a few of the youngsters. That's why I've gone for Kelleher, Bradley, Morton and Gordon. And the front three, I've gone for Jota on the left, Firmino on the up front and Gordon on the right. Now, yeah, just because I want to see Gordon play. I think the fact he got a goal as well in that game on Shrewsbury, I think you've got to give him another go. And considering the fact we didn't see him against Leicester, I think he probably deserves a good go at this. And I think as a Liverpool fan, I want to see us keep a big asset on the bench, just because I feel like if you're dying to, I think Liverpool need a win. They need nothing short of a win here. We can outscore teams. That's not a problem. There's no away goals, which means that all we need to do is outscore the team. However, that is not the approach we want to take into this game, considering there's a lot of inexperience still in that team. You know, the cohesion will take time. And that is why I think, we need to approach this game in a manner which, respects the opposition, but also plays towards our strengths, which is putting the ball in the back of the net, getting the ball in good areas and taking the ball away from Arsenal in crucial areas to create attacks, which we're well in our right to do. That's why I've got for Fabinho. There is an argument, maybe you start Milner in this game. I don't think you start Milner in this game. I think Morton, I don't want to see Henderson, Milner and Fabinho. I think that's too defensive against a team like Arsenal. Yes, you want to protect yourself against what is lethal attackers from their point of view. But I think you need to start someone that can, pick passes. And I think Morton does have a very, very good, sense of picking the passes. He's a very good footballer, and I want to see him played in this one. So that is my team. In terms of a score prediction, you said 3-1. Did you say, Ben?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for I think Liverpool will get the win 3-0. I'm putting it out there. I think 3-0, it puts us in clear daylight. And I think it's punctual, and I think it'll get us the win. But before we wrap up the show, Ben, who's making the final? Chelsea, Tottenham. Obviously, we find out it's 2-0, isn't it, over there in terms of in that game, Chelsea. Yeah. They're going to get over the line, or can you sense a comeback there? Or?
Nah. I think Chelsea will make the final. I think it's going to be us against them.
There we go. Liverpool, Chelsea. That is Ben's final. We'll obviously have to wait and see. I think it won't be far off that either, to be honest. But my channel, Klopp Talk TV, make sure you go and smash the subscribe over there. Watch along for that game Thursday at 7:30. You know what we do. But big up to everybody who's watched this stream. It's been an absolute banger where we've gone through transfer news. If you've only clicked on now, I highly recommend you go back and watch where we've looked at transfer news, contract news, who's coming in, who's coming out. Obviously, we've looked at the AFCON, we've looked at the Carabao Cup semi-finals, well as looking at the other one in Chelsea and Tottenham. So it's a jam-packed show. Me and Ben have covered it all. So make sure you go and follow Ben on all of his socials. And it's been an absolute pleasure sharing the stream with you, Ben. Yeah, we will be covering you with Liverpool content over the next few days. Obviously, there's another crucial game in the Premier League on Sunday against Brentford. So we'll be covering you up with pre-match content for that. So yeah, this is the home for all amazing Liverpool content. So go ahead, drop a like button and drop an all-important subscribe button. And yeah, anything left for you? Do you want to say, Ben, or are we good to wrap up?
Yeah, I'm good to go, man.
Good to go.
Big show.
Big up to yourselves. It's been a great show. Big up to you, Ben, as well. But take care, all. See you all on Friday. We may see you on Friday, Saturday, and yeah, we'll see you very soon. Take care. Peace.